Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to Needs of Children. We are discussing about 10th standard English medium social science, in that history, unit number 3, the impact of British rule in India. Let's come to the what are the very important learning points from this lesson. In this unit, you learn administrative and judicial system, civil services, judicial system, police system, military system. The very important land tax policies like permanent zamindari system, mahalwari system, raitwari system. The concept of modern education, among that Lord Macaulay, Wood's Commission in the year 1854, law during British rule, especially Regulating Act, Pitt's India Law, Charter laws. These are the constitutional developments in India by Britishers. So these are the very important learning points from this lesson. Let's come to the introduction for this lesson. The British East India Company fulfilled its commercial needs in the beginning as a trade company. As we know that British East India Company came to India for the purpose of trade. To start the trade, what are the needs are required? Those are all the needs fulfilled its commercial needs. On observing the fractured political landscape of India, wherein hundreds of ruling dynasties were competing with each other. That is, the major default of India has been utilized by the Britishers. The other thought of exploiting the situation to further their political consolidation. Even they implemented the very important some of the policies like divide and rule policy among the Indian rulers, and slowly dominated all the rulers and subjugated them. In order to achieve complete domination in India, they employed war and negotiation methods clearly. After getting India under the control of employing various clever means, the British thought of strengthening their hold over India permanently. Then India was divided of one nation concept and was scattered into various kingdoms. The British integrated the whole of India under one administrative and political structure: education, judiciary, land taxes, trade and agriculture, and other various areas of activities were regulated under various laws and administrative system. As a result of this, brought a new structure to India while implementing all these measures. They never forgot to protect their financial interests. The British East India Company implemented various administrative experiments in order to achieve a new order in India. Let's come to the what are those experiments in an administrative method. So among that, the administrative and judicial system by the East India Company. In an administrative and judicial system, civil services, Lord Cornwallis introduced the administration of civil services. The system of appointing employees for the purpose of trade was done by the East India Company from the beginning. The company also provided permission for private workers to trade. By using these opportunities, employers made money, became corrupt through. So, to control this, in 1773, the government of England implemented a regulating act in India. Here, the intention of implementing 1773 Act by using the opportunities of employers made money, became corrupt. So that is the reason in civil services the British East India Company introduced an act named called as 1773 Regulating Act. The aim of Regulating Act was, as the name suggests, to enforce control. That is the intention of the implementation of Regulating Act. In 1800, Lord Cornwallis opened Fort William College in Calcutta for the benefit of the people aspiring to join civil services. But this initiation did not find support from the directors of East India Company. As a result, all the appointments till 1853 were done by the directors. The intention of Cornwallis established the Fort William College in Calcutta for appointing in the administrative services like civil services to the people aspiring to join civil services. But the British East India Company did not support for this civil services. It was withheld up to 1853. From 1853 onwards, the appointments for civil services were done through competitive examinations. From 1853 onwards, the appointments of civil services were done through competitive examination. This did not benefit Indians much. The British continued to suspect the efficiency of the Indians. Among that, Lord Cornwallis, he made one of the statement: all the native of Hindustan are completely corrupt. As a result, only lower grade jobs were given to Indians. So this was the statement was given by Lord Cornwallis. Here, even today we are going to be considered as a civil services, that is IAS, Indian Administrative Services. I think about the public administration, the lesson in 8th standard, you have got more information regarding about the civil service examinations. So that is the concept of the administrative system, especially civil services. Let's come to the concept of judicial system. A new judicial system started finding roots when the British rule began taking over from the Mughal rule. After the Battle of Buxar, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam handed over the Diwani rights, the authority to collect land taxes, to the British. With this, dual administration came into effect in Bengal region. This is also called as dual governance. So under the judicial system, in the first lesson, the advent of Europeans to India, we get the information about the Battle of Buxar. In that Battle of Buxar, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam, he handed over the entire administration system, that is Diwani rights to British. With that Diwani rights, the collecting of land taxes, it was under the control of the British. With this, the concept of dual administration came into effect in the region of Bengal. This is also called as the dual governance. Under this authority to collect land taxes, civil and judiciary were given to the officials, whereas the British retained the authority of managing the revenue collected. Later on, the British thought of the bringing more centralized judicial system in India. Under the Diwani system, Diwani rights, land taxes, civil and judiciary were given to the Indian officials. But later, the collection of land revenue, it has been undertaken by the Britishers. Later on, British, they thought of bringing more centralized judicial system in India. With the implementation of this system, the British overtook the authority of the Mughal and established their supremacy in India. This was attained by implementing new judicial system in India. Let's come to the what are the new implementation in judicial system. According to the administrative plan devised by Warren Hastings, who took over the administration as governor in 1772, two types of courts were needed to be established in each district. A Diwani Adalat as a civil court, a Fauzdari Adalat as a criminal court. In these civil courts, Hindus were dispensed justice as per the Hindu scriptures and the Muslims as per the Shariat. So these are the concept. It was introduced by the Warren Hastings in the year 1772 when he was appointed as a governor. The two important types of courts were established in each districts. They are called as a Diwani Adalat and a Fauzdari Adalat. And a Diwani Adalat is mentioned as a civil court, a Fauzdari Adalat as a criminal court. In these civil courts, Hindus were dispensed. They are going to be give the judgment or justice as per the Hindu scriptures. On the other hand, Muslims were on the basis of Shariat. Slowly, the British legal procedures were introduced in the criminal courts. Civil courts came under the administration of European officers. Though the criminal courts were under the control of Qazis, they were functioning under the supervision of European officers. So in the beginning days, the Hindus were dispensing on the basis of Hindu scriptures. In the other hand, Muslims were on the basis of Shariats. But slowly, later on, the entire judicial system, it was come under the control of the British legal procedures. Though the criminal courts were under the control of the Qazis and they were under the supervision of European officers. Like this, the entire judicial system come under the control of the British East India Company. So this is the concept about judicial system. And next about the police system. The police are in charge of maintaining the internal law and order situation. Lord Cornwallis implemented the efficient police system in India for the first time. The concept of police system, it was efficient police system was implemented by Lord Cornwallis for the first time. He created the new post of Superintendent of Police (SP). He divided a district into many stations and put every station under a kotwal. Similarly, he put every village under the care of Chowkidar. Kotwal was made accountable for thefts, crimes and other law violations at village level. So a systematic, the proper police system was implemented by Lord Cornwallis in India. It followed the severe drought of 1770 led to the weak law and other situation. Hence, the entire police system was brought under the control of the British officers. The system of appointing British magistrates started in 1781. The police officers were under the power of the magistrate. The police system underwent continuous lot of changes. In the year 1861, the police law was implemented. This law is the base of good law and order administration. But Indians were not appointed for the post of officers. In 1902, the Police Commission law allowed the appointments of the suitable educational qualification for the post of the police officers. In spite of all these measures, the discrimination against the Indians did not end. So this is about the concept of police system under the British administration system. The next concept that is called as military system. The military was the base of administration during the British rule. The British appointed the Indians for the military and took the entire India under their control with the help of the military. They protected their supremacy by addressing the challenges posed by outside as well as inside forces with the help of the military. The officers were again the British. The Indians could reach the rank of maximum, that is Subedar, the highest post available to them. Most of the Indians were coolie soldiers. The British government accepted the recommendations of Peel in 1857. Based on these recommendations, the military system was redesigned according to the 1857 recommendations. So that is the concept about the military system. So that's it about today's session. I hope you have understood till now what we have discussed. In this concept, we get the information about the introduction for the impact of British rule in India and the administrative judicial system under the British East India Company, in that the civil services, judicial system, police system and military system. In case if you having any doubts till now what we are discussed, you can comment in the comment box. I will solve your doubts and I will come back with the next video. Until, keep watching my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.